Poor pay, heavy workloads, excessive accountability are fueling teacher shortages in England. That's the warning from the National Audit Office.
Although more than 33,000 trainees started teacher training last year, 14 out of 17 secondary subjects had unfilled training places. That's compared to 5 years ago when just 2 subjects had gaps.
The NAO also said the government had missed its teacher training targets for the past 4 years.
Well, Schools Minister Nick Gibb said the Department for Education was addressing the issue.
We're not complacent, and the challenges that the NAO report talks about, we are responding to with greater incentives to recruit high-quality graduates into teaching. We've expanded Teach First, and we've introduced the National Teaching Service, which is designed to encourage very able teachers to teach in those areas of the country that have historically faced a challenge in recruitment.
So joining us now in the studio, Tarun Kapur, who's Chief Executive and Academy Principal of the Dean Trust, overseeing 6 schools and academies. What kind of schools are these?
We have secondary schools and primary schools in 3 local authorities.
So when you hear this report talking about the problems filling the vacancies, the numbers coming through, is that something you see reflected?
Yeah, it's our single biggest challenge to get the right teachers in front of the children. I tend to agree that there are enough teachers, but are they the right teachers? I think in some of the shortage subjects, such as maths and physics, modern foreign languages, we really struggle. Head teachers ring each other, say, have you got anybody? And we run good and outstanding schools. And if we're in that position, schools that are possibly less attractive to go to have a real challenge.
There is something that came out in the report, is that some teachers in those subjects you're talking about only have that subject to A level. Is that the kind of position you're finding yourself in?
We've made the decision that you can't battle a system that's not working, so we're looking to retrain some of our very best teachers who are in oversubscribed subjects, who are fantastic teachers, great relationships with children, who've got a mathematical background, who we feel can teach up to GCSE. So we're training those, but trying to recruit teachers. We also have a teacher training arm to our organisation, and trying to recruit some of the shortage subjects is really difficult.
Just to be clear, so would you employ someone who hadn't got anything beyond an A level to teach your subject in one of your schools?
We always put them through a test. We ask them to teach, we examine their credibility in the classroom, and we would do that because if we don't do that, we have somebody who might be qualified who might not be good enough.
It's a sort of tricky balance in some ways, isn't it? And why is it, do you think, there are just not enough people applying for these posts as qualified as you would like them to be?
I think young people have much more choice. So if you're a maths graduate, for example, you can start on £10,000 more in industry. We have to make the profession attractive. We have to talk up what we're doing. It's a great industry to work in. Teaching is just fantastic, and the camaraderie that you can have and go home on a Friday feeling a real buzz about things, but we need to talk it up, make the conditions better for teachers. We can't change the pay, but we can change the conditions and make things attractive for them. We're trying to do that in our organisation. We've held recruitment days. We're doing things which attract teachers into our schools, and we're trying to help schools who also find difficulty in recruiting.
Do you have good people walking away?
I'd like to think not. However, some schools have, and that's the challenge. Also, we've got the overseas situation whereby the British education system is applauded and lauded overseas, and they take many of our young graduates because they go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai and they have a few years there, and we lose quite a few people legitimately to overseas providers.
You talked, didn't you, about changing conditions. What sort of thing are you thinking about?
I think when teachers come in, they're immediately under massive pressure because of all the testing and such like, so we have to protect them from that and give them really good induction, good training, not teaching full timetables, getting used to the business like any other business, so that when they are fully fledged, they feel really confident. And I think what happens is they go into tough schools, they're given full timetables, they've got difficult situations, and they think, I'm not doing this.
Tarun Kapur, thank you very much, Chief Executive Academy Principal, the Dean Trust. Thank you.
All right, now we can catch up with the news, the travel and the weather. Wherever you're watching Breakfast, we'll be here at 8:30.